Hello friends and colleagues, this is Brian with 2 Redundant, and I'm back to talk to you about ZAC. ZAC is the next generation of Zultys desktop communication software. It is the Zultys Advanced Communicator. Many of you are familiar with MXIE. If MXIE is the little brother, then ZAC is definitely the big brother, and it's about to blow up. Ultimately, this is where Zultys is headed in the way of desktop communications, so I figure we probably ought to start learning how to use it. Make sure you have your ZAC user interface open. Go up here on the left hand side and click on Buddies. Pretty self-explanatory. You can see you have your buddy list, just like in MXIE, your buddies. And here are my contacts. You can add contacts by clicking on this button. Fill out the information. Pretty simple and self-explanatory. Go one down on the left, choose Recent. I really like the way that this is laid out. Here you can see all of your communications. This includes calls and IMs together. You can just look at calls. This is like your call log in MXIE. When you go open the call log box, you can see the calls. And then here in ZAC, you can also view your messages in the same place. So it's basically your IM history, your calls, or both together, all in one place. Pretty nifty. Now let's drop down here to voicemail. Click on that icon. And you can see here, this is laid out a lot like it is in MXIE. Of course, in MXIE, you can see your messages, inbox, call recordings, deleted, etc. Pretty much the same here in ZAC. Recordings, deleted, same deal. And you can choose what voicemail you're looking for by group, if you're in different groups. And you click on this settings icon here, and similar to MXIE, you can record your name, set up your voicemails, and the like. Of course, you'll want to make sure, just like in MXIE, that you have some kind of microphonic device attached to your computer. Below that, go ahead and click on Contacts. This is basically the same thing as your MX address book in MXIE, your MX directory. You can see there, it's my MX directory. Those are my contacts in ZAC. Here we are, contacts, same list. Further down, click on Park. This is the same as in MXIE. It's a place where you can see all the calls that may be on park at a certain time. Parked calls, pretty self-explanatory, same idea. Okay, next let's go ahead and click on Groups, and understand that here this does not refer to call groups or operator groups, things of that nature. Here in ZAC we're referring to a group of IM recipients. Now you can do the same thing in MXIE. You can send a IM to multiple recipients if you want to. The problem is that in MXIE, if you have several recipients to an IM, if one of them responds back to you, well, you're the only one who sees the reply, and the other original recipients of the message don't see the reply. Here in ZAC, you can create a group, add multiple recipients to it or members of the group, and everybody sees all of the communication that happens in the thread. So if one person replies, everyone else sees the reply, etc. That's something that I really like that's not available in MXIE that we have here in ZAC. Again, this is just a cursory run through of Zultys Advanced Communicator. I will come back and make more detailed videos about various features, and this will likely be one of them. Keep that in mind. Go ahead on the left hand side, click on Fax. Again, this is very similar to MXIE. In MXIE, you can go here in your voicemail box and you can look at faxes according to group. Here, fax, you can check your inbox, outgoing, sent fax folders. Same thing in ZAC here. As we can see, you have your faxes, your inbox, sent, deleted, and then you can look according to group, similar to like in MXIE. And then last on the left hand side, conference. This is The same thing as in MXIE, whereas you can schedule a conference, an MX meeting perhaps. You have the same functionality here in ZAC by going to the conference dialog. All right, let's go up here to the top. There's another part of ZAC that I want to show you here. If you'll click on the three dots, choose settings, you can see we have some more features and functionality, and again I will come back to these. There will be more ZAC videos to follow, but just again a cursory run through. You can see here the application. You have some general settings that you can set, which should look familiar, and then here on alerts, this is where you set your sound alerts and your pop-up alerts. Again, general settings that we also find in MXIE, nicely laid out in this new interface. Click on call handling. Here's where you create call handling rules, and we will touch on this like we have done in MXIE. We will be creating a bunch of new call handling rules in future videos. This is where we do it. And then of course the voicemail notification. This is where you set up rules about how you want to be alerted to the fact that you have voicemail, something that we have covered in MXIE in the past. And then last here, soft phone, and some few settings there. And there you have the basic layout of ZAC. Again, I just wanted to give everybody an idea of how the interface works and where things are generally located. Hopefully you would agree I've been successful to that end. If you like this video, click the thumbs up button below. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. And stop by and see us at 2redundant.com. Have a look at the solutions that we provide. If there's a ZAC video that you want to see in the future, just leave it in the comments below, and I'll get it posted for you as soon as I can. Thanks, and I will talk to you all soon.